Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about you're alone here, how to get comfortable with that. Welcome to the channel. This is a place where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so that you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you, my friends. It's all there, ready to be activated by you. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel. This topic today sounds kind of harsh, but really it comes from a realization that I have had and I want to share. I had a dream last night about someone that I have worked with in the past, a man, and I dreamt that I was in a relationship with him. And I had this really profound sense of caring about him. The entire dream was me kind of attending to him. We were having adventures, and I had this really, really deep connection with him. I woke up and that feeling lingered. It actually made me question a little bit, like, what's going on here? This was a little bit strange. Interestingly, he had emailed me last night, so clearly he was thinking about me, and I had never seen him in that light. The dream was kind of surprising because I hadn't interacted with him for a little while. It had been several months, and it was just really interesting to wake up really feeling this deep bond with him so strongly. But what it made me realize is that I was utterly alone in that feeling. I don't think in waking reality that he feels that way about me. I don't really feel that way about him in waking reality. And so it was interesting because it was entirely my own creation. And I have been someone most of my life who has feared being alone, right? I felt deeply uncomfortable with my own presence. As I've matured, as I've gone through this process of learning about reality creation, it becomes more and more apparent to me how alone we all are. I've never resonated with the idea of oneness. Often there is kind of a spiritual undertone to a lot of manifestation teachings, a lot of reality creation teachings. The word God gets dropped in a lot, and I've never felt a presence of God or something bigger than me. I've never been one, that whole oneness concept, it just doesn't resonate with my experience. And in each of our worlds, experience is the currency, right? What we experience is how we validate things, what makes it true for us. And this is just from my experience. I have always felt alone, very alone, a very profound sense of solidarity in this world. And the concept of oneness just doesn't jive with me. And when I really understood reality creation from a point of view of I am creating this subjective reality for myself, and that's it. I am really here alone with myself, with my own judgments, with my own emotions, with my own needs, with my own insecurities and my fears and my worries, right? I am alone in my experience. Not to make anyone feel bad about it, but in the fact that nobody else is having that unique experience that I am having, that is only under my own ownership, right? Nobody can really step into my body, into my shoes, and know and feel and think and believe exactly what I believe. And that kind of solidarity of you're the only one here. You're the only one here in your world may bum some people out. But for me, it was a relief. When I really learned this, it aligned with my experience because like I said, I've never been one to be, feel like I have guardian spirits or people around me or ancestors guiding me. I just have constantly felt kind of on the fringe, and that's just my experience of doing my own thing. And what I've come to terms with is that we're so powerful, like in this dream that I had. We're so powerful in that we can create the illusion of togetherness. Just like I did in that dream. Like I felt so connected to that guy that I hadn't really thought of in that way. Like that connection was so palpable in the dream. Like I felt it. I felt the emotion in my dream. But really, where was that coming from? That wasn't coming from the 3D story or reality, because that is not what's happening right now. It was entirely fabricated inside of my own awareness and consciousness. Like, how interesting is that we're so alone and so powerful that we can create an illusion of togetherness with someone else. That we're not only creating that someone else, but we're creating this little bridge of connection between us, of whether we call that love or we're friends or we're coworkers, whatever word we give to that connection, we're the ones fostering it in our mind. We're the ones generating it with our story, with our emotional experience, right? We're consciously generating this illusion. And so, how do we come to terms with our aloneness in this place? This is the elephant in the room that not many manifestation coaches and teachers talk about. No one talks about, if you're the god of your reality, if you're the only one creating your reality, that means that you're utterly and completely alone here in your subjective reality. It's only you. It is really only you. And so that's why, developing a sense of inner authority is so important, because you're alone with you. We believe our own bullshit. We love ourselves. And it's you and your imagination. It begins to remind us of the time we were a child. I remember being a child with a very active imagination and disappearing into that imagination. That is still how it is today as an adult. It's you and your imagination, in your awareness. That's really all it is. And so are you nestling into that, or are you making it a really terrifying place to be and self-scaring? Check out the video on self-containment that I did a few weeks ago. That video doesn't have a lot of views as of right now. It will. But it's a really good one about, self-containment, of acknowledging our aloneness and pulling our energy in, and instead of, continuing to try to people please or chase things on the outside or get stuff out there to feel whole, how self-containment and embracing the sacred privilege of aloneness makes us better manifestors. Because we're just chasing ghosts. If we're not self-contained, we are literally chasing ghosts. We're chasing imaginary elements that we think once we catch, or once we obtain, or once we please, or once we interact with, that we will find wholeness. The wholeness is within ourselves. The wholeness is in that sacred privilege of aloneness. That we came into this experience alone. We will pass out of this experience alone. And everything in between that, everything in between birth and death, is aloneness. It is aloneness, and we are alone with our creations. It's an honor. This is an honor. This is a privilege. This is, I believe, one of the most important parts of the human experience is finding our completeness, our wholeness again, returning, instead of chasing ghosts outside of us, returning to that core essence of who we are. Whether you believe you have a soul, whether you believe that you create your reality or not, I think we can all acknowledge that we know, like Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. We acknowledge our existence. There is something solid and reliable and consistent and tangible and there through our own existence. Through our own existence. That is the only thing that I have found that is it's non-negotiable. It's not going anywhere. It's there, it's present, it's reliable, it's never going to let you down. And so it's an honor to learn to return to that point, to that realization that that is the core of who we are. That's all we ever really have. And that is where our strength, our power, all of us, that's where the meatiness, the meat of who we are, that's where it resides, in that concept, right? In that concept of our existence, our awareness, our consciousness as a vessel, as an origin point, as source, as whatever you want, whatever word you want to call it. But there is an aloneness contained within it. And the more you lean into the aloneness, my friend, the more you embrace it and be like, I'm alone here. I am alone here, and I appreciate that. It doesn't have to be a scary thing or something that causes you anxiety. It can be something that you start to honor, that you start to rely upon, that you start to see as this sacred privilege, right? Because within it, within that concept, that place, that idea is contained the wholeness, the completeness, the I am so powerful that I can create the illusion of togetherness with another human being. I am so powerful that I can create whatever experience that I want within my imagination and make it so fulfilling and so complete and so whole that that is where I live. That is my experience. That's what I enjoy. That's what I appreciate. That's what I have. That's what I have, is this place that I have made for myself, and our reliance upon those ghosts on the outside diminishes. It floats away, and there's this really solid sense of wholeness that we find in this place. So, let me know what you thought. Drop a comment below. I'm always willing to engage with you. If you need a tool to help you tidy that space, help you tidy up your mind, help you form some good habits, bring peace of mind to yourself, into that aloneness. If you feel fear, anxiety, negative emotion constantly, I have a tool. I have a tool in the description box that is always free for you. It is always going to be free. It's always going to be there for you. It is what I used to arrive, to go on this journey of that return to wholeness, return to completeness, to get faster and faster at dropping problems of like, you know what? It's just me here. It's just me. The only problem are the problems I find within myself and focus on and try to fix and wrestle with. I don't have to do that. And I get faster and faster every day, every moment, every year, every week. Doesn't matter the time. I get faster and faster at returning to that place of wholeness and centeredness and completeness of like, this is going to be fine. I don't have to have these attachments. I don't need something to go this way in order to have peace of mind. That tool is what I used to begin that journey. So it's there for you as well. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.